Good morning. Today in this session we will see about XAMPP. As we are dealing with PHP, I am using XAMPP to run our PHP programs. As we already seen that PHP is a server-side scripting language. How to run that PHP programs? So to run that PHP programs we need a server and a database. So I am using one software called XAMPP, which has a package of all this, and this is the most widely used package to run our PHP programs. So we'll see in depth about XAMPP, how to use XAMPP, what actually XAMPP contains, what are the features of XAMPP, how to install the XAMPP software. All these things we'll see in this session now. So we'll continue with our XAMPP. So XAMPP is one of the widely used cross-platform web server which helps developers to create and test their programs on a local web server, and it is developed by Apache friends, and its native source code can be revised or modified by the audience. It consists of Apache HTTP server, MariaDB, and interpreters for the different programming languages like PHP and Perl. And XAMPP is available in 11 languages and supported by different platforms such as IA32 package of Windows and x64 package of Mac OS and Linux. So what actually a XAMPP is? So XAMPP is an abbreviation where X stands for cross platform, A stands for Apache, M stands for MySQL, and P stands for PHP, and another P stands for Perl. So X for cross-platform, A Apache, M for MySQL, P for PHP, and P for Perl. It is an open source package of web solutions that includes Apache distribution, for many servers, and command line executables along with modules such as Apache server, MariaDB, PHP, and Perl. XAMPP helps a local host or server to test its website and clients via computers and laptops before releasing it to the main server. So for testing purpose we use XAMPP. If testing is okay, then we can publish it on our server. So it is a platform that furnishes a suitable environment to test and verify the working of projects based on Apache, Perl, MySQL, database and PHP through the system of the host itself. So we'll first test our all project related files in our local systems using XAMPP software, and if it is perfectly working, then we can publish on our server. Now we will see the components of XAMPP. There are many components that are available, which makes a part of this collection of software. So first one is cross-platform. So what is this cross-platform? Different local systems have different configurations of operating systems installed in it. So the components of cross-platform has been included to increase the utility and audience for this package of Apache distribution. It supports various platforms such as packages of Windows, Linux and Mac OS. So in short, if you say whichever platform you choose, our XAMPP will work on that. Whether it is Windows, Linux or Mac, you can run our XAMPP in all different platforms. That's why it is called as cross-platform. The next component is Apache. It is an HTTP hypertext transfer protocol, a cross-platform web server, it is used worldwide for delivering web content. The server application has made free for installation and used for the community of developers under the aegis of Apache Software Foundation. The remote server of Apache delivers the requested files, images and other documents to the user. So here Apache is mostly used for delivering the web content from XAMPP. MariaDB. Originally MySQL DBMS was a part of XAMPP, but now it has been replaced by MariaDB. It is one of the most widely used relational database management system developed by MySQL. It offers online services of data storage, manipulation, retrieval, arrangement and deletion. So why this has become a major component is whenever we are sending request to the server, mostly that information is stored in the server database. From database we will get the content onto the client system. So for that database, what is a small program, it's okay, but if you are dealing with large data or files, compulsory we have to move for database, and MySQL is the one which is a famous free available database. That's why it has become a part of XAMPP. Next component is PHP. It is the backend scripting language primarily used for web development. PHP allows users to create dynamic websites and applications It can be installed on every platform and supports a variety of database management system. It was implemented using C language, and PHP stands for Hypertext Preprocessor. So here we are dealing with PHP, that's a server-side scripting language. So when we are dealing with server-side scripting language, XAMPP helps in dealing this. So that's why PHP has become a major component of this. Processor. It is said to be derived from personal home page tools, which explains its simplicity and functionality. Next component is Perl. It is a combination of two high-level dynamic languages, namely Perl 5 and Perl 6. Perl can be applied for finding solutions for problems based on system administration, web development, and networking. The Perl allows its user to program dynamic web applications. It is very flexible and robust. So Perl is also one of the dynamic language which is supported by XAMPP, so that it can publish the data based on system administration, web development, and networking. The next component is PHPMyAdmin. It is a tool used for dealing with MySQL database. Its version is currently being used in XAMPP, and administration of database management system is its main role. So administration of database means creating database, creating tables, creating records. What are all the things you do in database? All the administration process we can do using this powerful tool of XAMPP called PHPMyAdmin. And next tools are OpenSSL. It is the open source implementation of the secure socket layer protocol and transport layer protocol. Presently version is 0.9.8, and it is also a part of XAMPP. Means the working of XAMPP is based on this particular protocols. Because as we deal with server-side scripting, posting of data from one to other, so we need OpenSSL. The next major component is XAMPP control panel. It is a panel that helps to operate and regulate upon other components of the XAMPP. So version 3.2.1 is the most recent update, and a detailed description of the control panel we'll see later. Webalizer. It is a web analytics software solution used for user logs and provide details about the usage. Next component is Mercury. It is a mail transport system, and its latest version is 4.62. It is a mail server which helps to manage the mails across the web. Tomcat is another major component of XAMPP. Version 7.0.4 is currently being used in XAMPP. It is a servlet based on Java to provide Java functionalities. As in Java we have database connectivity like JDBC. We need Tomcat as a server. As here also it's a server-side scripting, compulsory we need a server, and Tomcat is one of the server. Next component is FileZilla. It is a file transfer protocol server which supports and eases the transfer operations performed on files. Its recently updated version is 9.41. So these are the major components. Next we will see the installation of XAMPP. Sir, for installation of XAMPP compulsory we need to download XAMPP. So after downloading XAMPP to your local system or your PC, when you click our software, a pop-up screen with the message asking you to allow to make changes on your desktop screen appears like this. Do you want to allow this to make changes to your device? So when this particular screen will come, you have to click yes, and then you have to proceed. Then after clicking yes, a Windows security alert window will come. A Windows Defender firewall has blocked some features of this app. Windows Defender Serverless has blocked some features of Apache HTTP server on all public and private networks. Name is Apache HTTP server. Publisher is Apache Software Foundation. Path: allow HTTP server to communicate with two checkboxes clicked. Here, if you are not allowing access, it won't go forward, because if you see the path c:/bin/httpd.exe, this is the exe file which is required to install your XAMPP software. If this is not given access, then your XAMPP software will not continue. So you have to click allow access. When you click allow access, it moves to the new window called setup XAMPP. Welcome to the XAMPP setup wizard. Next and cancel. So you just click next. When you click next, the setup window, a new window will come which asks for the selection of the components. Select the components you want to install and clear the components you do not want to install, and click next when you are ready to continue. So here, try to select all components. After clicking all components, click next. When you click next, you will get another window which asks for the installation folder. Please choose a folder to install XAMPP. Actually, the default folder in drive is C drive. The folder which it takes is XAMPP. So just click next. When you click next, you will get a new window which says that Bitnami for XAMPP provides free installer that can install Drupal, Joomla, WordPress and many other popular open source apps on top of your existing XAMPP installation. So just click next for that. When you click next, it says setup is now ready to begin installing XAMPP on your computer. When this particular screen comes, you have to click next. When you click next, you will get this window and it shows the unpadding of the files and installation process. So this will take few minutes to load all or to unpack all the files that are required for XAMPP. So when this is done, we will get completing the XAMPP setup wizard window, and it will ask, do you want to start the control panel? So check the checkbox and click finish. When you click finish, it will show XAMPP control panel, which contains issues like this, which has service modules, PIDs, ports, actions. So this is the control panel where initially the services are not being started. So whichever service you want to start or whichever task you are going to do at that particular instance, you just select that particular action. As we are dealing with PHP, initially in the first phase of PHP we have only simple programs. For that simple programs there is no need to connect to database. So what we do is, in the actions of Apache, if you click start, it will connect to a port. And that is enough for the initial stages of PHP. And if you are going more in depth to the programs where you try to connect to the database through your program, compulsory you need a database. So if you need a database, you need to activate that particular MySQL package available in XAMPP. So you just click start, and at that particular port number it will start working. I will show the XAMPP control panel. Just in the start type XAMPP, so you'll get here XAMPP control panel. It will show here in the taskbar. Just click that. You got the XAMPP control panel version 3.2.2. So when you see this particular XAMPP control panel, it has the modules Apache, MySQL, FileZilla, Mercury and Tomcat, the most important modules. Actions says start, start, start. Initially all are stop. So it says there will be a security dialog or things that will break. So think about running this application with administrator rights. XAMPP installation directory is c:/XAMPP/ checking for prerequisites, all prerequisites found, initializing modules, starting check timer, control panel is ready. When these things are available, it means our XAMPP control panel is ready. So when I click for start, now Apache is been activated and it is having PID is 54926600 and the ports it is using are 80,443. If you want to see configuration files, this is what the configuration files. So the Apache is available in c:/XAMPP/Apache. and this Apache is being listened at port number 80. So this is the module that has been activated when you start your Apache. So the server name when you start is localhost :80. Server name is localhost and port number is 80. And the document root is C:/XAMPP/htdocs. And if you see the configuration files, service and port numbers. Apache port number, main port is 80 and SSL port is 440. And MySQL port number is 3306. FileZilla main port is 21, admin port is 14147. Mercury port 1, 25, port 2, 79, port 3, port 4, port 5, port 6, port 7. And Tomcat main port is 8005, AJB port is 8009 and HTTP port is 8080. So if after clicking this we have to go to our browser and simply we need to type localhost, press enter. See, XAMPP Apache plus MariaDB plus PHP plus Perl is ready. Welcome to XAMPP for Windows 7.3.1. So that means if you are getting this particular page, it means that your XAMPP package is ready. Now you can do your server side scripting languages programs. By default you will get here dashboard, and here we have at the end phpMyAdmin, where we try to manage our database. So this is all. Then if you want to start our MySQL, if you just click start, see my MySQL is also ready now. It has PID 631C and port is 3306. So if you see these messages below here, first I have clicked Apache, so it said attempting to start Apache app and status change detected, running. So my Apache is running. So when it is running, I got this. When I have typed localhost in the browser, I got the ready. And then I have clicked MySQL, attempting to start MySQL app. Status change detected, running. So like this, whatever services you just start, it will show the information below. If there is any problem also, it will show below. By seeing that problem, you can see the log file and then you can react according to that particular error. So now at this position I can say that my XAMPP package is ready to deal with our programs. Now I will show you where actually this XAMPP has been installed. So what you have to do is you have to go to your my computer or my PC C drive. In C drive you will see a folder called XAMPP, XAMPP. So these are the files that have been loaded when you have installed. Anonymous, Apache, CGI bin, Contrib, FileZilla, htdocs, img, install license, local, MySQL, Perl, PHP, PHPMyAdmin, Tomcat, Webalizer, and all batch files that are required for XAMPP. Here we can even start and stop our XAMPP, and this is where you can find the XAMPP control panel. If you are not finding in your start, you can go to this particular C drive and XAMPP folder, you can see your XAMPP control panel. So whatever program you do, you have to go to htdocs. In htdocs there is a folder called dashboard. So here is the folder called dashboard. In dashboard only, if you see the browser, see dashboard has been activated, localhost/dashboard. That means so it has moved from C:XAMPP htdocs to dashboard. So whatever project you are going to do, you have to do in htdocs dashboard only. Right, so whatever programs, like you have to create folder here. If you see that I have created one folder called BKS here. In BKS, these are the different PHP files are available. So what actually you have to do is you have to save your PHP file in this particular your own user defined folder in dashboard. So whatever programs you want to do, you have to open your editor, whatever editor you are using, and you have to save in this particular location. So next, now our software is ready. So when software is ready, you should know how to use that software. So you should able to know all the syntaxes of PHP. So that all syntaxes, comments, variables, how to print that PHP related content, what are the different data types available, what is strings in PHP, what is number, what are the different math related functions, what are the different constants available, what are the different operators available, what are the different statements available, all we have to see. So in the next session we will see all the basic syntaxes, the programs, everything, and then we will program each and every thing in the next video. So we are to learn all, we'll just learn all from basic to advanced we'll go. we'll see everything, the syntax. If you see syntax also, it's script start with less than question mark PHP and ends with question mark less than greater than symbol, less than symbol. So it's a tag for this, and we use .php as a file name to save that. So in depth we'll see in the next session. Thank you.